All right, arm day, more specifically, dash strength arm day. Why dash strength arm day? Well, for the simple fact that me and my training partner for the day are both fathers, and you never know when you're gonna have to twist a young motherfucker up for talking shit to your family or to your sons or daughters. So making sure that the arms serve as a deterrent. Starting out with some tricep press downs, merely get blood in the muscle. Definitely not 4 sets of 25. I think the heaviest I went was about 15. Really keeping the volume low. It was supposed to be a 1,000 rep arm day, but my training partner really wasn't feeling up to the challenge. And as we progressed in the workout, to be honest with you, I was not either. So we just went ahead and did it a pretty low to moderate volume type of workout, but we still pushed the envelope and went pretty fast and intense. So the press down served as a good warm up for the next exercise in the dash strength arm day, close grip bench presses. Why close grips are important at any age is that they really beef up the triceps, number one. They will help with pressing power, number two. And then number three is just a really good exercise to do as far as a strength movement for putting on mass, growing stronger as well. If you guys are bench pressers, this will have a direct um, this will have a direct improvement factor into your regular bench press. Um, you want to make sure that you're warmed up for it though. And I've been putting this exercise about second in the rotation on arm day when I do it. And probably in retrospect, it's better for me to go ahead and put them around about third just to get a little bit more warmed up. Because once I unracked that bar for 315, shoulders started popping a little bit. So probably a little bit more of a warm up was due to me and my body just to wake it up a little bit more. But this is definitely a exercise that you want to keep in your repertoire. Exercise performance on this is that you want to keep the elbows tucked. You want them to kind of point straight towards your lower body or at least to your hip. And you just want to use that to press. You want to use your tricep power to just press up. For a lot of people, when I say close grip bench press, I don't mean super close grip with your hands almost touching together. I would much rather prefer you take a shoulder width or inside shoulder width type of grip and not anything that's super insanely close. That's number one. Number two, for me, this is where I feel that the close grip is most effective is when you don't touch your chest. So if you stop a couple of inches just above your chest, nothing too crazy, but just a few inches above your chest, you really make sure that you hit that tricep in a way that it is going to get maximum muscle stimulation. I know my training partner was lowering it all the way down to his chest. That's how he was taught. I like to break him from that habit, but again, it's not me. Also, a way to perform this exercise a little bit more effectively is to get a shoulder saver pad by Elite FTS. There was one in the gym, but I just forgot that it was there. Um, and just attach it to the bar. And what that does is that it turns it into a board press immediately. So it automatically stops just a few inches above your chest, and that way you keep all the pressure on your triceps as you press up. So those are a couple of things that I like for people to keep in mind when they're doing this exercise. Now, performing this exercise heavy for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I believe this is my second week of handling 300 plus pounds, uh, and I only got about, we'll just say I got two on my own and two assisted. Um, it can really be rough on the elbows, so you want to make sure that you watch for your recovery as well, and make sure that you ice your elbows up or whatever. But that close grip bench press is a really good exercise for beefing up the triceps. All right, this exercise I got from my hypertrophy coach is kind of a press down variation. It hits that inside head really good of the triceps. If you didn't know, the triceps have three different heads attached to it. So, with that being said, this was a really good, I want to say finisher. Yeah. but well, not a finisher. We did one more exercise after this. But if you are using this for a finishing movement, it's a very good movement to use. Now, the attachment we're using is not normal attachments. We're actually using the grenade balls by EliteFTS.com. Why are we doing that? Well, number one, I just don't like any other grip outside of those or the cables by themselves to do this exercise. And then number two, I feel it just helps with grip strength as well. So we just go ahead and use those grenade balls, and they work really, really well. When I use these, I don't have any pain in my elbow, which is what I've been experiencing lately. If you've been following along on the blog, that I've been having tremendous elbow problems on some lifts, and this is one of the lifts that I don't have elbow problems on, and no doubt it's just due to the grip that I am using. So with this exercise, you want to kind of shoot for a little bit more volume. I'd say around about 3 or 4 sets of about 15 reps. The close grip bench press should be about 3 to 4 sets of around about 6 to 8 reps. So that's just me of how I do things. Now, moving on, overhead tricep extension. Last time we did double arm with a broken bar. This time we did single arm with a rope attachment. So I didn't go really heavy on this. And the thing about it is that I was aiming for a very good, a very good stretch of the tricep. At this point, you just want to really stretch the muscle out, release some of that blood that's trapped up in there from just doing a lot of squeezing exercises. You want to keep that elbow back. Your success in doing that really depends upon your elbow, or rather shoulder flexibility. Now, elbow health on this. Last time I did an extension, it was a easy curl bar extension, and it absolutely demolished my elbows. So that exercise is out the rotation forever. I'm not ever doing that again. Now, with these, I can keep these in because it doesn't kill my elbow, and it feels really good to get that good stretch. Can I go heavy on it? Absolutely not. Can I go a moderate weight on it? Yeah. And it won't affect my elbow at all, to be honest with you. So this is a good exercise that I'll keep in the rotation, and we'll just keep working this hard, very hard, until we just can't work it any longer. So, that was it for triceps, and then afterwards we moved on to biceps. So starting out with cable curls, did about 4 to 5 sets, 15 reps with a 2-second contraction at the top, really working that shortened position, making sure that we get all the blood up in there, and making sure that we get good contractions. The bicep works the best when it's shortened. There's really no fully lengthened position that it has. If you're in a fully lengthened position with the biceps, the likelihood of you actually popping that muscle is extremely high. So you want to kind of keep in mind of that you will probably injure that muscle if you put it into a true fully stretched position. I know a lot of people say, well, that's what incline barbell curls do, or incline dumbbell curls do. I beg to differ on that. Do I have a scientific or anatomical breakdown of that? No, I really don't. I'm really just telling you how I feel when I do a seated incline curl. I don't get a full stretch. But in any event, this was a good lead-off exercise to just really wake the bicep up. Didn't want to do barbell curls as that was my second movement. But this was a good way to wake up the bicep, and it was a good way to just push blood in the muscle. So put this exercise in your arsenal. I highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it. I think it will absolutely work well for you, especially when you emphasize the top portion of the lift. Now, moving on, this exercise doesn't really deserve a whole lot of not praise or accolades. It deserves praise and accolades. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it needs a whole lot of explanation. So I'm not going to do too much of a deep dive into barbell curls, other than the fact that this exercise, when done correctly and not a ton of swinging, has produced some of the best biceps, best arm development in the world, and is still doing that today, even though it's 2021. So that proves to the effectiveness of the exercise. Now, with that being said, there is a good way and a bad way to do this. A good way is the way that you see my frat brother Fred doing them, bringing them all the way up to the upper clavicle of the chest. And then the other way, that's a good way to do it, is how Jared Feather and Dr. Mike Israel tell to do it, by bringing it all the way up to the bridge of their nose and keeping the weight relatively light, to be quite honest with you. The other way to do it is just how I'm doing it as well, just curling up, curling up, curling up, and making sure I'm getting a strong contraction at the top. Uh, Bad way to do it is the way that I sometimes do it when I go too heavy, bringing it to the lower part of the chest, trying to cheat yourself out of that extra little bit of movement. And then the other bad way to do it is to act like you're doing a reverse grip power clean. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about that train in commercial gyms. You see reverse grip power curls, and you just have to wonder what is wrong with these people. So that's just my spiel on barbell curls. Again, tried and true exercise. If you're trying to build a great set of arms, which I'm trying to do, is probably your best bet to go ahead and add this exercise to your arsenal. So, you know, just do it. Don't question it. That and dumbbell curls have been building arms for years. Now, let's move on to the last exercise for biceps. This is the stride curl. For some of you new schoolers that don't know, this is what the Prime Fitness line was before it was Prime Fitness. Prime Fitness is not new. The concepts of Prime Fitness is not new. Strive has been kind of preaching this for years, but didn't have social media. So now you have Prime, who has social media, and they can push out the concepts on how to do this exercise. This is probably my favorite bicep curl machine of all time. You can really load each peg and cover the entire range of motion for your bicep as you're doing this exercise. So if you have this machine in your gym or you have any variation, what I recommend is for the bottom peg, you do a peak contraction for 2 seconds. Then you want to load the middle peg and you want to do constant tension. And then you want to put a little bit more weight than you have on the bottom and the second peg and do a 3 second maker. Again, my personal opinion is that the bottom peg and the top peg, when you load those, you get basically what the middle peg gives you if you load the middle peg total. So hold it at the top for 2 seconds, then do a 3 second maker. So that's what I would do. But in any event, that was arms. Sets for each exercise ranged around about 3 to 4 with 2 second field with 2 field sets, and we just went to town. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions on how to build some dad strength arms, let me know. We'll keep working it out. We'll keep bringing you content that's really good for you. But in any event, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Love and